Where did... Well, hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Am I... Yes. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to pop on in here. I must apologize for being late. I had some technical difficulty that I had to get my son to come and help me. Of course, you know, without him, I am not, what's the word I'm looking for? Technologically savvy. So once again, if you could just give him a thumbs up or a thank you, Dom, it would highly be appreciated. He came through for me, albeit we are 30 minutes late. So if you can just pop on, and I know you can't stay for the hour, that is totally all right, but I will be happy if you can spend some of the time with me today. So hi, Minerva. Hi, Annette. Hi, Annette. And hi, All That Plus. Hey, thank you for joining me again. I'm going to just say I apologize for being late today. I had some technical difficulty, and my son, Dominic, he helped me to get on here. So I'm very appreciative to him, and I would just appreciate it if you guys likewise can give him some thanks as well. Thanks, son. Dominic, you're getting some thank yous. So I'm just gonna wait. Hey, Pam, how are you? Hi, Rebecca. Everyone, Rebecca says hi. I'm just gonna wait a while so some more people can pop on in the chat. If you have some questions that you would like to ask me, or if you would just like to say hi and tell us where you are watching from, that would be appreciated also. Hi, Michelle. Oh, I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. Guys, can we send Michelle some good feelings from our heart? She's not feeling well, and we want her to get better. Hi, Dimples. Hi. Yes. Again, thank you, those of you who are just joining us, whether you're making yourself known or not. I apologize for being 30 minutes late. I had some technical difficulties, so I'm just going to hold on for maybe about 3 more minutes to see if people join us so that we can get started. If you're crafting with me today, also be sure to let me know in the comment section. If you're twinning with me today, also be sure to let me know in the comment section as well. If you went ahead and purchased that t-shirt, the link is always in the description box below for all of my videos. And so if you purchase your video, or excuse me, if you purchase your t-shirt, be sure to let me know that you're twinning with me today, as well as letting me know what color t-shirt you purchased. Hi, T, glad you could be here. Beatrice, Stacy, Katina from North Carolina, Robin, Oklahoma. Hey, the West Coast, Linda, Nelida. Hi, how are you? So tell me what's new. What's going on with those of you? Hi, Dimples, and I thank you for being a valid member of this community. I appreciate you. Cheryl, hi, from Iowa, from Texas. So we have a good viewing. Oh, look, we have someone from Germany, Berlin, Sabine. How are you? Just so we can know, for those of us who are curious, what time is it there, Sabine? We would like to know. Michigan in the house. Hey. Hi, Aaliyah. Is that Texas, I believe? That kind of has a ring to it, so you can let me know, Nalida. Jan, hey. How are you? Glenwood. Yes, Michelle, we all hope that you are feeling better. Carolyn from Lancaster, California. So we are, you know, trailing all the way from the east to the west in our nation, and even across the waters, international. I am loving this, guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. For those of you, again, who are just joining us, I do want to apologize for coming on a little late. I had some technical difficulty, and my son Dominic, he had to help me because, like I said, I am totally illiterate in the technological advances. And so if it were not for him, as a matter of fact, I was getting ready to send out a message in our community tab saying that, you know, it would have had to been rescheduled, but he came through for me. And so let's just show him some love in the comment section. I would really, really, really appreciate that. Arlene Cheeseman, hi, how are you? Karen, hi, how are you? Karen calls me her crafting genius, and I love it. It makes me blush every time I see that in the comment. Karen, I just would like you to know I really enjoy that term of endearment. Right, so today, Nelaida, yes, thank you so much. We are going to be making a mirrored charger. Now, I know mirrored chargers come a dime a dozen. I know that you can make one by getting the square mirrors from the Dollar Tree. It's very, very easy to do, and I understand that and I appreciate that. Today, I just wanted to do something a little more high end. And for those of you who were able to see the post that I made in our community tab about your materials, when you looked at those materials, you saw that they were a little pricey. And I will go over the materials that we're using today. And so I understand if not many people are crafting with me today. I understand and I totally respect that. However, just trying to change it up today and show that not only can we make beautiful items using discounted or Dollar Tree materials, but we can also make beautiful crafts using high-end materials as well. And so today we're going to be making a mirrored charger. Hi, Ruby from Fontana, California. Cheryl Hamilton, thank you so much. I'll be sure to let him know. Lily from Florida, love the work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tracy from Australia, guys. Oh my goodness, it is morning in Australia. Thank you, Tracy, for spending some time with us all the way from Australia. We do appreciate you. So guys, we are going international. Of course, as always, you know, I say to you guys, like the video, leave me a comment. I do not say as often enough because I'm just assuming that you guys are sharing the wonderful work that we do on this channel. But please make sure to share our videos as well as, you know, tell people about what we do on this corner of YouTube. That will also be appreciated. Thank you so much, Dimples. I will be sure to let him know. So for those of you who did not see the post, well, let me explain why I didn't do a video, because you guys know usually I do a video telling you what we're going to be making and the supplies that you are going to need. This time I did not make a video because for those of you who follow me closely, I actually, and you know, I went on vacation and I went home to the United States Virgin Islands to visit, you know, my parents, my grandmother, and of course some of my close friends that I have there. And so, you know, I went on vacation. I said to myself, I am unplugging from everything, not checking work email, not, you know, I'll answer some comments, but I'm not making any videos. I'm not vlogging, you know, whatever have you. I'm just off and I am on vacation. And so this is why that video was not made. I really do want to make a video every time I plan to go live, Craft With Me Live, so that you guys can know what we're making. Sometimes I don't tell you because I want to surprise you, and what items you are going to need to make what we are going to be making on that day so that you can shop beforehand and you can craft with me. So this month what I did was I placed a message on our message board in our community tab letting people know what we were going to be making today. So if you missed that and after we have made it you're gonna figure that this is something you're going to want to do, let me just show you what we're going to be needing. You are going to need a 12 by 12 square mirror, okay, and I'm trying not to hold it up. so that you get the glare of the light in the camera. You are also going to need a 12 by 12 piece of styrofoam, whether it be the Floorcraft styrofoam. You're going to need a 12 by 12, and I'll explain my thinking behind this in a minute. You will not need a mouse. I don't know why this is there. You will need, and what I said in my community post was, you are going to need some diamond wrap. But as a crafter, and those of you who are crafters, you can attest to this and let me know, we're always looking for the next thing or how we could incorporate other things into what we're doing. And so in one of my late night surfing the internet looking for material modes, I found this tiled mirror that I'm actually going to be using today to outline or cover the sides of my styrofoam. And at the end of this video, I will update our supply list with these tiles so that if you would prefer to use these, you would be able to do so instead of using our usual diamond wrap. And of course, because it is only going to be lining the side, you can make this today if you happen to be crafting with me live today, and go in once you get these and add these to the side. All right. Oh, you are welcome, Katina. I am so glad she liked it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, continuing with our supplies, you will also need some felt, black felt, because we want to line everything that we do to make sure that we are working in excellence. We don't want our do-it-yourself crafts to look like a do-it-yourself craft, if you understand what I'm saying. And of course, you're going to need these beautiful mirror tiles. Now, we use these 2x6 mirror tiles in our last Craft With Me Live, and I absolutely love them. And because I did, I went back and I ordered some more, of course, for this craft. And not only that, I found out that the company also sells some 2x2 of these mirror tiles, and so I got some of these as well. So you are going to need 4 of the 2x6s, and then you're going to need 8 of the 2x2s for this project. Of course, you're going to need your handy dandy tools, and adhesive wise, I'm going to be using the epoxy. For those of you who follow me, you know that I prefer to use epoxy on my glass to glass adhesions. And for those of you who may not know, the reason why is because the epoxy actually creates a seal in which water or humidity cannot penetrate, and this seal is going to last you for a very, very long time, lifetimes. The permanent glues, and of course the hot glue, we know that hot glue is porous. That adhesion is not going to set up as hard. It will give you that secure seal that you would need. And over time, even though your permanent glue will create the seal that you need, over time, water and humidity is going to start to break apart the bond that the hot glue and your permanent glue is going to create. So whichever adhesive you would like to use for this product, once we're finished with it and you see what it looks like, if you would, that you would like to use, by all means. However, I am going to be using epoxy today. Of course, you're going to need your scissors, and I think we have gotten through all of our materials. So without any further ado, we are going to start with our crafting today. Thank you, Karen. I will be sure to let him know. As a matter of fact, he is, at home, so he can hear me talking, and he's hearing all of the thank yous. Harford County, Maryland. Hi, Joyce. How are you? Thank you so much for being very active and commenting. I see you on the videos. Hi, Rosa. Yay, you caught me live. Thank you. I'm so happy that you got the notification. I hope you guys got that notification, that notification went through. But to those of you, let me just say this. I know that I have a very active community here on YouTube, and I love it. You guys, not only do you give your feedback and, you send me encouragement, you send me love. But what I love most is that you guys are active, but not only active with me, you would see comments in the comment section. If someone has a question that they're asking and I may be taking a while to get through my comments, many of you will go in and say, well, you know, let me answer. I think she did this, or I think this is where she got this. So you can find the supplies in the description box. So when I say I appreciate you guys, I'm just not saying it because, okay, you know, I need to interact with my people just to keep them coming back. No, I am saying that I appreciate you. I love the community that we have garnered here on my channel. I love it that not only do you guys take care of me, but you guys take care of each other. And this is not something that comes easy, nor is it something that you see on many other channels. So you guys are special to me. Not only are you special to me, you are just special, period. And I am so glad that you are members of my community. All right. Hi, Roxana from Jacksonville. Glad to see you too, Joyce. Awesome. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do to get started with our project is we are going to outline the bottom of our craft with our felt. And I have pre-cut mine lengthways already, 12 by 12. And I need to take a little bit more from this piece to ensure that we're covering the entire part of, or the entire underneath, I should say, actually, of our foam. Hi, Pat, your heart. Thank you, my heart. You're my heart too. Another very active member of our community. Never misses a video. Always tells me in the comment section, you know, that she's seen it, that she likes it. Sometimes she asks questions. I'm able to provide feedback to her. I love you guys too. All that plus. Thank you so much. So all you see I'm doing as I'm talking to you, I'm just pressing on this felt, and by the time I'm finished, it is going to give me, if you can see, yeah, it comes through on the camera, it is going to give you the indentation, or rather the line upon which you need to cut. And so having done that, I am going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off the excess that I need, or the part that I need, rather. And then I'm going to take my excess and I'm going to throw it on the side. As crafters, we know that we don't waste anything, and every little piece of scrap can either be used later or in another project to fill in something else. And so once I have gotten my felt ready, I am going to take my hot glue gun, and we have done this already. And I'm just gonna lay down very copious amounts, lots and lots of hot glue, because I wanna make sure when I put this felt down, it is going to stick and it's not going to come up. And the reason why we're gluing our felt, the reason why we're using felt is to make sure that, like I said, yes, we are creators, and yes, we create DIY projects, but we do not want our DIY projects to look like DIY projects. And for those of you who are crafters, you understand what I'm saying. You want, when you put this charger on your table for your guests, your family members, to wonder, where did you get this from? And even perhaps, how much did you spend on it? So all I'm doing is just taking off any excess, because we are working in excellence and we do not want there to be any pieces hanging over. And once we have done that, voila. All right. The next thing we're going to do, and because we're dealing with glass and foam, I am not going to use epoxy on my foam. I am actually going to use my permanent glue. I made those tabletop chandeliers with blue roses, and the photographers were taking pics of my daughter and her husband through the chandelier. Oh, that's beautiful. I would love to see how those came out. As a matter of fact, if you can, send me an email at dannysdarlings@gmail.com. I would love to see how that came out through the chandelier. I can imagine just thinking about taking a picture with all that light through that chandelier. I can imagine it being very beautiful as well. All right, so this is what it's going to look like once we place our mirror down. And to do this, we are going to go in with a few beads and not much. The rule of thumb is when you're gluing things onto styrofoam is, of course, hot glue will suffice, because what that styrofoam is going to do is melt into the cracks and the crevices of that styrofoam, and it is going to, whatever you adhere to it, is going to, that glue is going to stick to that thing, and everything will all melt and meld together and become one. Permanent glue, however, what it does is it actually creates a chemical bond with whatever it is you're gluing it to. And how do we know that it is a chemical bond or a chemical change? And if any of my students are watching, they will be able to answer this question, is because you would be creating something new. The chemical change that happens with the permanent glue is that heat is created. And so what that heat does, because I've had someone email me and say, you know, really, what is going on? And if you could see it, you could see that permanent glue that I just put in there has all melted down into the styrofoam. It creates heat. And so we are just using that permanent glue to create just an extra of surety with our bond. But really and truly, your hot glue, see, I'm trying to pick it up with my nails, is what gives you your bang for your buck. Okay? Now, once you have done that, what you can do from here is you can take your diamond wrap, right? And line the sides of your charger. And from my measurements, it looks like this will fit 3 rows. 3 rows of the Dollar Tree diamond wrap, or any diamond wrap actually, would fit nicely in this space. So you can use those, or for my purposes, and I went ahead and I did half of a side already so you can see, it's going to take 2 of your mirror tiles, or 2 rows of your mirror tiles to do so. So let me know in the comment section right now, if you decide to make this, what lining would you use? Would you use your diamond wrap, or would you use your mirrored tile? Now, once we're deciding what we're going to use, I'm going to show you the pattern I came up with for this charger that I am going to be creating today. But before I do that, I'm going to clean my mirror with just a simple solution of white vinegar and water, and I actually made a video of how to do that. If you are not one to use a lot of chemicals and you would much rather using items that you have in your kitchen, I've created a video showing you how to create this and giving you the measurements for doing so. So using my tiles, again, this is a 12 by 12, yay, mirror tile, yay, yay. So I'm glad I didn't say vote, because I was hoping, listen, I was thinking to say, let's vote on it. But selfishly, and you guys can laugh because you love me. Remember all that plus you love me. I thought to myself, what if I say let's vote and they chose the diamond wrap and I really didn't want to do my diamond wrap? How would I circumvent the vote? So I am glad that you guys are saying the mirror tiles, because really truly that's what I wanted to do. So using my 2x6s, I'm going to place them where I want them. And oh, I was saying, the trick with this is, again, if my students were online and they're probably like, nah, Miss Walk, because I know they have YouTube channels and they're not yet 13. Yeah, you heard me. I said that. So I know they watch me. But they're like, Miss Walker is talking math, so we're not going to log on today. This was easy for me to decide how many of these 2x6s I was going to need, as well as how many 2x2s, because I'm working with a 12-inch mirror, 12 by 12, a square. And so I'm going to count, really, if this is 6 inches, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And I already have my 2 here, 11, 12. All right, and so using that thinking or that train of thought, that's how I figured out I would have needed 8 of these, right? And 4 of these. So by the time we glue this down, this is what we're going to have. If you can see it, yep, if I bring it back a little more, all right? This is the charger that we are going to be creating today, and it's going to go pretty fast. I think we're going to be able to stay within our hour. I started at 3:30, so we'll go until 4:30. Yes, mirror tiles give off the light of the sun. You can't find them. Did you follow the link, Annette? I will go back and I will check the links, because what happens sometimes when I post things, another little joke. I have to decide what I'm making, right? And before I put it in the description box, or I'm sorry, I'm thinking 2 things. Before I put it in the community tab or on the video, what we're going to be making for Craft With Me Live, what I have to do is I have to go order my stuff. Make sure I can order them, and then I put it out to you guys, because I have had happen to me several times. My community members, I love you guys. I would put out, you know, what I need, and I would wait a while, and by the time I go to order my things, guess what? They're all sold out. So I'm like, yeah, my people, they did this. So maybe, Annette, I said all of that to say that maybe, Annette, they got sold out, but I will check those links, because those links are still live, and I will check to see if the items have been sold out, and maybe send a question and see when they will be back in stock again. But yes, this is going to be lovely, all that plus. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is the design that I am going to be creating today. Of course, if you wanted to do just all 2x2s, which would be pretty as well, you would be able to do so. And I'm just showing you what that would look like. And that too, in and of itself, is beautiful. Okay, so you could see what that is going to look like as well. All right. She may be able to get the mirrored cut at Home Depot, I guess is what you were going to say. Yes, more than likely you'll be able to get the mirror cut, but these mirrors, if you can't see, they're actually beveled mirrors, so they're not flat. And sorry if the glare is getting you, but you can see that the ends are beveled. So I don't know if they cut, when they cut it, they're taking a flat mirror and they're cutting it, I believe, and whatever they cut, even if they take a beveled mirror and cut it, I don't believe you'll be able to get this beveled edge on the side that they're cutting, if you understand what I'm saying. And I say I think because I really don't know, but I'm just assuming that they won't be able to. But Annette, I will check that for you. All right, so now we have the pattern that we are going to use. We are now going to lay our mirror tiles, because mirror tiles won. Yay! And as you can see here, it comes with an adhesive backing already that you have to pull off to get what you need, okay? And for these, what I went ahead and did was I tore off the adhesive backing, and then I just simply took my scissors and I cut off what I needed. And then I placed the first set down without, and I'm feel like a fly in a fly trap. All right, and I placed it down without any hot glue. And just a while back, I don't know if any of you were noticing, but a while back I was fighting a little bit with two of those mirrors that were trying to come off. So to make sure that they don't come off, what I'm going to do is, and I should have gone from the other side. Let's do it this way. Yep. I'm going to place down just a few specks of hot glue to ensure that it does not lift up. Okay. And this is what your side is going to look like. Guys, let me tell you, like I said, this is not a dollar store DIY, but I promise you, for the money that you spend, your guests will know that it is not a Dollar Tree DIY, okay? And so that's one side. Two of these rows is going to give you one side. So each one is 6 inches. So 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches. So it will take you 2 of these sheets to get the entire perimeter of your mirror set. Okay? All right. Any questions as we go? All right. So I'm just going to continue laying my mirror tiles because I really want to do this to completion. And let's see, yes, we have the time to do so. So let's chat while we're working. Lily said she didn't get the link. The links to the item, Lily, are in our community tab. I don't know if you heard what I said, but because I went on vacation, I did not create a video for this Craft With Me Live. I just placed the items and the links to those items in or on our community tab. But what I'll do when this video renders, I will definitely place the items in the description box so that you will be able to go shop at your leisure if you want to create this as well. And I hope that helps you. Okay. The square foam I got from Amazon. Again, all of those items, Evelyn, will be listed in the description box once the video renders and it is available for rewatch. Okay. And I'm just cutting. This is gonna be so pretty. Now, already I know that I'm going to have to go in and purchase some more of these mirrors to make 3 more of these because I want to, guys, I feel like a fly in a fly trap. I kid you not. This is so sticky, even without the glue, but I'm laughing after myself. And it just tore off, which is okay, because we can stick it back. It might probably be easier all right, here we go. If I did it in smaller sections, I have to cut this. All right. Okay, so that's 2 sides done. You made your daughter the rotating vanity as a surprise. Ooh, and she is in love with it. Awesome. I have mine in my upstairs bathroom. I should say in my master bath, all that plus. And I also have, if you guys remember, the makeup vanity that I created months ago. I think it was last year. And so, of course, I'm dying for space up there in my bathroom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring that vanity downstairs into my guest bedroom, because I'm thinking of revamping my guest bedroom, bathroom, and making it a little blingy. Sometimes my son, guys, another funny little anecdote, has to remind me. He's like, Mom, you do know that I still live here, right? Because I guess I tend to make things a little bit too girly, because of course I'm a girl, and you know, I like my house to be pretty, you know? So I have to edit myself sometimes for the sake of my son, and you know, when he has company over, and just making sure that the house is not too girlified for him. But I will be honest to say that it is hard to do so. Yes, my video is frozen. That's weird. Let's see if I can fix this. All right, Dom, we might need you again. The video is frozen. Huh? Okay, guys, we're working to see what happened. I don't know why it would freeze. It is frozen, even on the OBS. All right, while my son is coming to help me, I will continue working on the mirror tiles going around the sides of our charger. It's not frozen there or there on the screen. No signal. Yay, are we back? Okay, we're back. We're back on that thing, but look, it's not back on YouTube. It's still frozen on YouTube. Now it's saying, okay, it's back up. All right, guys, can you see me? My loves, my darlings. Yes, hallelujah for sons. Dom, they're saying thank you again as well. Yes, there I am. Yay, we're back. But I'm hearing, yes, Michelle. Michelle said, you are frozen, but I'm hearing you. Please call your son. What would us mothers do without sons? Yay, we're back. Yes, my son is very technologically savvy. I, for one, know that I won't know, you know, what I would do without him. Here's another funny while I work. It's so funny because I would say to him, you know, teach me how to do it. And then he would come, and of course his teaching is, voop, vop, voop. Okay, Mom, you do this. You put it here, 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 here. 2 hand claps. Ta-da! We're done. And I'm like, I didn't get any of that. Can you do it again? Can you write it down, maybe step by step, so I can follow? But yes, I'm very grateful for my son, you know, and his technological savvy, because I couldn't do it. And, you know, saying I know that saying I can't do it is not good enough. That really and truly I should learn. We all should learn. You know, as the technology advances, so should our learning. But sometimes it's just easier to call my darling son. And of course, he comes to save his mama's day. All right. So more hot glue. And I figured out a cheat system. So if you're watching, you can see what I'm doing. Who's ringing the doorbell? Oh. And yes, this is way easier. and just placing it. Now, because we're placing our mirror tiles first, you're going to have a little give on that top tile. But I say not to worry, because by the time we put our tiles on top, guess what? You won't get that pushback anymore. So we have 3 sides done. We're going to do our 4th side. Yay, Joyce, you just sent me that email. And you know, yes, Evangeline, you are right. It just comes so easy to them. Sometimes I even watch my nephew, my brother's son. He is 3 years old. He's going to be 4, so 3.5. He's going to be 4 in December. And to see him with, you know, his little tablet, or, you know, his parents' phones, and they just know how to maneuver things and get things done. And I was listening to, was in a conversation with some friends a while ago, and no, not friends. It was my mother and one of her friends talking, and the friend was telling my mom that one of her young kids or grandkids or someone had played with a phone, and you know, the grandfather, you know, did not know what the child had done, and so she said, you know, give it back to the child and tell him to fix it. And the toddler, well, not too young, you know, maybe 3, 4, was able to go back in and undo what he did, you know. So yeah, they're very quick with the technology. Us, not so much, but like I said, we need to learn to keep up with the times. So yes, thank you. He will be blessed, Michelle. Yes, yes, yes. I do have, you know, some very darling kids. Just chatting while we work. They fuss at me a lot, because, you know, I fuss at them if, you know, they haven't washed the dishes, or, you know, their shoes are by the door, and, you know, they would say, Mom, you know, we've never given you problems. You know, we're not out there doing wild, crazy things, you know, and here you are fussing with us about some shoes. And I would say to them, well, you know, I'm a mom. A mom's going to do what a mom's going to do. And, you know, if I have to fuss with you about some shoes, then that's what I'm going to fuss with you about. Yeah, I'm grateful that you're not out there doing crazy stuff, but at the same time, a mom's going to do what a mom's going to do. So looking at time, we're good on time for our hour, and this is the last of the mirror tiles that I'm going to put down. And just remember, when, you know, you're doing this, see what happened there, to have, you know, a piece of wax paper. I didn't have wax paper on hand. I waited until I finished a sheet to use the wax paper from what I was using already, which is this, which is helping me to not get stuck in the adhesive. But it will be a help so that you don't get tangled up. All right. And look, I'm telling you guys about the cheat I just came up with, and I completely forgot, and now I'm tangled up again. Isn't it something? All right. So here we go. And this is going to be the last of it. And then we can move on to placing our tiles. I'm so excited. This craft is going to be beautiful. This one takes it right to the corner. Now, full disclosure. So I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. Here in this corner, if you can see, right here, I'm sticking my nail in it if you cannot see. Bring it closer. Do you see that right there? I could not place, of course, another mirror right here. So what I'm going to do, just so, and over here, you can see where there's some space there, I could not get another mirror to sit there. Maybe one, but I'm not sure. If, when you're creating this, and you can go as big as you want or as small as you want. Nope, I cannot get another tile to fit there, because what's going to happen, it's going to hang off, okay, about half of the tile. So what we can do here, and maybe learning from what I did, you can maybe alternate so that you don't have your empty space in one corner, okay? But maybe start here, work this way, and keep it going so that your empty corner is always on the opposite ends. Because what I'm going to do now with those empty corners is I am going to, off camera of course, just in, you know, essence of time, I am going to go in and I am going to, using our Old Faithful diamond wrap, just fill in those spaces so that, again, our DIY does not look like a DIY project. All right, so now, are we ready to start laying our tiles? Those of you who are still here with me, I thank you, because I know, again, I started late. Those of you who join us a little later, who, you know, maybe you're just watching and you have not commented, but I started about 30 minutes late because I had some technical difficulties and I needed my son to come and help me get started. So this is why we are going over the 4 o'clock hour. We started at 3:30 and we're going to work to approximately 4:30. All right. So now that we are finished with our sides, our beautiful sides, yay, Dimple still here. Thank you so much. All right. This is so pretty. It is time to lay our tiles. And for this, I am going to be using epoxy to do so. And for those of you who are familiar with this product, it comes in a double chamber, okay? And when you squeeze it, comes with a plunger. And when you squeeze it, you have, one side has your hardener, one side has your adhesive, right? And when you squeeze it, equal parts of adhesive and equal parts of that hardener comes out at the same time, okay? And then when it does, I should have used a plate and I didn't. I'll use a plate for my next batch, a plastic plate. When it does, then you mix for about 30 seconds, 20 seconds actually, and then you can place it on the parts that you want to adhere, okay? So I'm just going to put down some of that epoxy. And what is very important to note here, again, those of you who have been with me, you know that when we use epoxy, glass on glass, what is going to happen? Let's see who can tell me. What is going to happen when we use epoxy on glass? Anyone? No one? All right. So while you guys wait to answer, I'm going to wait for you to answer. All right. It is going to slide. So what you're going to have to do is make sure that, of course, your working surface is flat. And I, you know, have my little level with me all the time. And it doesn't seem to be working today. But I know that my table is flat. Make sure your table is flat so that your mirror is not going to slide off and run away from you, okay? And then, once you have found your placement for that one, you can continue to, using the epoxy that you have mixed, continue to place your mirrors. Now, I'm going to be mixing several batches because I do not want my epoxy to dry. Again, as crafters, we know that we do not waste, don't like to waste things. And so this may take you a few batches. Yes. Yay, Joyce. They slide. Glass on glass slides with epoxy. But luckily, because we're not building up today, we're working flat. Hopefully there will not be too much slippage. Of course, what I'm doing is placing my tiles, but using the other two that I'm placing to get the leverage that I need to push them down if necessary. And I'm just measuring here, because it looks like I'm gonna have to push to the right to get this one to sit where I need it. Yep, there we go. And from here on out, guys, it is a very easy process of laying your tiles. And then, of course, by the time you're finished laying your tiles, the project is finished. Now, this particular epoxy needs about 5 to 10 minutes for these mirrors to set in place. Before I use these, I would actually let them cure and air for about 24 hours. Those of you who are regular crafters, we know that the items that we use have some very noxious fumes, and really and truly, unless you are in a ventilated area, you should be using, you know, a mask or a respirator to make sure that you're not inhaling all of these toxic fumes. So I would let it air because you wouldn't want, again, of course, using this on your table, right, and having your guests inhale noxious fumes. So allow it to dry. Allow it to dry and air for about 24 hours prior to use. And as you can see, I'm mixing another batch. It's very easy. It's about 15 to 20 seconds. And then we can continue to lay our tiles. So, someone say something to me. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, I was thinking I was going to put this in the community tab, but I can ask you guys now. I know you guys are here for the Chat With Me Live. Here is a question, and I will make a poll and put it on our community tab. Here is a question. Would you guys like me to pop on, I'm getting some sliding here, on a live just to say hi and chat with you from time to time? Is that something you would be here for, or is the once a month Craft With Me Live enough for you? Let me know in the comment section, and I will see, of course, if I can work that into my schedule. I'm getting ready to go back to work, and I'm a teacher, for those of you who may not know. I live for the summers, I live for the holidays, I live for any time that we can get a break. Because my fellow teachers, do I have any teachers watching? We know that our job is not easy, and so just getting ready to go back to work, I was thinking to add some more, just some extra things to my schedule, so that I can, the word vent is coming up, but not vent, but just detract myself from the busyness of my job from time to time. And so if maybe having another live where I just pop on and we chat, not necessarily about live things or live things, not necessarily about crafting things, but just chatting and getting to know each other, not even just getting to know me, but even members of the community, and we talk back and forth. If that's something that you would be here for, let me know. I would love to hear from you. Yay! So that would be great to pop on. Let me see. Someone, Dimples. I have 2 kids. I have a pair of twins. I was freaking out the other day. So glad you asked, because mommies tend to, you just love any excuse or any reason to talk about their kids. I was telling someone the other day that I miss, and you know, I don't waste words and I don't waste sentiments, but I miss having babies. And when I say that to mean I am no longer a mommy. And when I say by that I mean my kids are grown, and you know, they live at home, but for the most part they're self-sufficient, and they have their own lives, and they have their friends, and they have their social functions and activities, and you know, they're planning their future and, you know, thinking about buying homes and, you know, or renting apartments or having roommates. And, you know, I'm not a mommy anymore. I'm a mom. You know, my daughter, from time to time, she will still say, you know, mommy. She will call me mommy. But my son now, he's like, mom, you know, or mom, or mom, you know. And I miss being needed, if you will. You know, I miss, I don't want to say fussing at them, but I miss, you know, being helpful. I miss, you know, fixing things for them. I miss, you know, solving their problems. Now they're at the age where, of course, they want to do things for themselves. You know, they don't want, you know, need mommy coming up to the school, which, you know, they're in college now, but coming up to the school to talk to the teacher and, you know, finding out what the issue is. You know, I'm not a mommy anymore. And so my question is, and you can tell me, my question is, how do we deal with that? You know, again, I'm not officially an out of nester. They're not out of the nest. They're here. But by the time they go to school, by the time they take classes, by the time they socialize, by the time they work full time, you know, they're really just here to come home, to eat, to sleep, and start the day over the next day. So, you know, I'm kind of having a crisis now. Like, okay, I'm not a mommy. My kids are grown. They love me. I love them, of course. We talk, we laugh, you know, we hang out. But at the same time, it's like, what do I do? Who am I? You know, I'm not, you know, Dominic and Dominique's mom anymore. I'm back to being Danielle. What am I supposed to do with that? You know, I don't know what to do with that. And so if any of you have had that experience, let me know. How did you get over being an empty nester, or, you know, having your grown kids just be grown and, you know, not need you so much anymore? And of course, you know, when I share this with, you know, my best friend or, you know, my friends, those whom I talk to, you know, they would say to me, which is very encouraging and very comforting, but that's good, because that means you raise them well, and you raise them to be independent, and you raise them, you know, to be adults and to take care of their, you know, their selves and do what they need to do. And I get it. But, you know, and yay, a pat in the back for me, but at the same time, I miss being a mommy. Joyce says she has 2 grown kids. Okay, there you go. 4 daughters and 8 grandson, or 8 grandsons. If you could clarify that for me. All That Plus says, my 20-year-old daughter calls me mommy daily. I can't get rid of her, and I know, but shh, we won't tell her. I know, All That Plus, that you don't want to. Yeah, my daughter calls me mommy, and I love it. I'm a grown woman, and I still call my mommy mommy. I just went home and, you know, mommy. So I'm like, with my son, what's up with you? You know, not wanting to call me mommy. I don't get that. I really don't. So, yay, guys, we have one more towel to lay, and then we're done. Let's see. You deal with it just what you're doing now, right now. A 27-year-old, this is Sabrina, guys, and an 18-year-old, and she does crafts and projects to pass her time, doing baby showers for her eldest son right now, keeping me busy. So yeah, I guess I have 8 grandchildren. Wow. And so I tell them, of course, you know, I'm looking forward to grandchildren, but of course you get married first and, you know, get your education. And, you know, my son, you'll be taking care of somebody's daughter, and pretty much the same way you want somebody to take care of, you know, your sister, you have to, do the right thing. And so, yeah, I guess the next thing will be grandchildren, you know, whenever they're ready. But for now, you know, I guess I'll have to keep myself busy with extracurricular activities, right? Like crafting, until other things show themselves. But yeah, guys, here we are. Of course, you know, there's fingerprints all over this, and fingerprints are yucky, to say the least. for crafters. I know I don't like fingerprints because, you know, they're just a pain. But we will clean this up. Are we on time? We're good on time. We will clean this up in a few. I just want the towels to set for a while. And while they're setting, we can chat. Dimple says she has 2 children. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dimples. My condolences. Oh, wow. That's so sad. Evelyn says, craft, it helps. Well, I do that twice a week. Every week I craft. I'm just trying to get some of the epoxy off of my hand using my homemade mixture of vinegar and water. And it is helping. Because again, when we're crafting, really and truly, you know, I started to say use a mask. If you're not in a well-ventilated area, use a mask. We should also be using gloves, you know, because we know our skin is porous. You know, again, my students, they're probably watching, but they're saying, no, she's asking too many questions, so I will dare not let her know I'm here. Yes, our skin is porous, and so those chemicals, very harsh chemicals, and so we should be wearing gloves. I should have had on gloves, but the vinegar and water is working very nicely to remove any residue off my hands. You watch on a daily basis. Crafting passes the time till parents come get them. What a day. I know. I had my nephew about 2 years ago when his parents went on a trip, and I tell you, when they came back, it was only a 4-day trip, but when they came back, I was waiting at the door like this, literally, like, please, 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 because even though I miss being a mommy, at the same time, when you have little ones, you have to be on, like literally, like flip a switch, you're on for 24 hours, whether that baby is up or whether that baby is asleep. You know, your eyes are on, your mind is alert, your ears are open 24/7. And so even though it was only 4 days, I was happy to hand him right back to his parents when they got back. Karen says her son is 29. Yes, I will always be a mom, no matter what. Find you. I need to do that. I really need to do that. Your daddy is 103? Wow. Yes. And he will always be daddy. Yes, you're right. So it's in the heart. It's in the heartstrings. And, you know, they know that. My father tells me, too, you'll always be daddy's little girl. And, you know, I get it because now I have my own children, and so I understand. But then, you know, when you try to help them do stuff, or you try to give them some pointers, and especially my son, mom, I got it, I get it, I got it, you know. So I'm like, okay, fine. You're not gonna tell me twice, whatever. So yeah, with bags in hand after 4 days, you're he was packed and ready to go, and here is your baby. And yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I am from St. Croix, Virgin Islands. As a matter of fact, it's an American territory in the Caribbean Sea. We are comprised of 4 islands: St. Thomas, which is the capital, St. Croix, St. John, and Water Island. And of the 4 islands where I'm from, St. Croix Virgin Islands, it is the largest of the 4 Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands. There are also British Virgin Islands, but the two, you know, are not to be confused. And I just went home about 2 weeks ago. Almost didn't come back. It was very difficult leaving home. And then on top of that, leaving my parents, very, 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 very difficult. Excuse me, to do so. And but I hope to be home again soon. Typically I would try to go home at least once a year. I'm thinking that now I'm going to, you know, vamp that up to twice a year, and possibly even if I can 3 times a year, so that I can VI strong. There you go, Sabrina. Yes, St. Thomas. There you go. So how long have you left home? I just left about 12 years ago. Yeah, I left home 12 years ago. You should, Karen. It is a good trip. And Sabrina, sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. Sabrina, I've been saying Sabina. Forgive me for leaving your R out. Sabrina can tell you, St. Thomas is, you know, the more busy touristy hustle and bustle. It's almost like a little New York, you know, tons of things to do there. Beautiful island, beautiful beaches. St. Croix, where I'm from, is the laid back, you know, of the island. So it's still touristy, but not as hustle and bustle and, you know, quick and, you know, all of that. But very beautiful islands, very nice places to go to. You should. You like my accent. Thank you. Funny thing, while we let this dry for about one more minute, when I first moved to the States, I found myself, because, you know, I talk in and, you know, good morning, good afternoon, what you doing, what do you need me to do, you know, that kind of way. My accent was very strong when I first moved up here. And I quickly learned that people weren't understanding me. And so the funny part of that is that literally, and Sabrina, you can tell me if you had, oh, I'm so sorry, Sabrina. My condolences to you. My condolences. That's, yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. But so I very quickly learned that I had to temper my accent. And in learning how to do that, I literally bit my tongue so many times I lost count. But I kind of came to a happy medium where my accent is not, you know, gone. You can still hear that I'm of Caribbean descent, but, you know, I had to work on my diction. I had to work on speaking slower, because from the Caribbean we tend to speak very fast. And so I had to learn to do that, to be, you know, meld well with the community here on the mainland. So now that, paper towel, I am confident that these pieces have not dried 100%, but they're not gonna move. I'm gonna try to wipe this off so we can see the beauty of it. And this is pretty, guys. And I'm gonna have to do the sides a little later because, oh, maybe not. I was thinking that, you know, one of my son or my daughters would have to hold it for my son, or my daughter, one of my children would have to hold it for me while I cleaned it. But I can go around it since it's sitting flat on the table. I'm gonna dry that in a minute. I am in Georgia. When I decided to move, my train of thought was this: I have to be somewhere where I can get on a plane and I can be home in no more than 5 hours. And of course, when I thought about, you know, at that time, there was a lot of people moving to Texas. And I considered Texas, but it was too far away. I needed to be able to get home to my parents, if anything. I considered, at that time, I think I had a friend who was moving to California, and the same thing. It's like, oh, that would be interesting. But again, I need to be able to get to my parents. I had a job opportunity, teaching opportunity in Hawaii, and that too was interesting. But I was like, nope, I got to be able to get on a plane, and in 5 hours, you know, God forbid something goes wrong or my parents need me, I have to be able to get home. So I settled for Georgia, in which the climate is, you know, comparable. They have winters, but the winters are mild, not as cold as it would be up north, you know, even on the East Coast, but up north. And so I didn't want to go to Florida. I just didn't want to go to Florida. And so I decided here on Georgia, and this is where I've been ever since, if that answers your question. Trini, Michelle. Oh, Michelle, you're from Trinidad. Awesome. Yes. still have that problem with your accent. Yes, it's hard for them to understand us, and it's, you know, we want you guys to know that, you know, it's a conscious effort all the time trying to think about how am I going to be received, and are they going to understand what I am saying. My children, on the other hand, very interestingly enough, don't have the accent, because when we were home, I was lucky enough, my grandmother, my granny, who's still alive today, is who I went to see. This did not dry all the way. That's why I keep going over it, because I keep picking up. So let me just leave it. I keep picking up some specks of that epoxy that's coming up, and it keeps streaking. So let me just leave it so it dries all the way. But my grandmother was, you know, still able. She was, you know, up and about. She was in her 70s, and she said they were the first set of great grandkids for her. And she said, you know, my babies are not going to school. I will take care of them. And she is from Antigua, of course, and they are British. And so, you know, they speak, you know, very clearly with their diction and the Queen's English, you know, to hear them say it. And so she would talk to those babies. You know, people would be walking past her house, and they would call to her from the street, pretty much like we do in the Caribbean. My Caribbean people can tell you. And they would say, Miss Beryl, who are you in there talking to? And she would say, my grandbabies. And they're like, grandbabies? You know, literally, we know they're grandbabies. And she's like, yes, how else are they going to know how to talk? And so she kept them for 3 years at home while I worked. My ex-husband now, he worked, and, you know, we would pick them up from her. And then when they finally got to school at 4, they went to a Christian school where, you know, again, they spoke to them. And then after that, they went to an international school, you know, and so they really don't have the accent. They can force it and force the issue, and let me not say this too loud, kind of think they sound like a Crucian, but they pass for Americans. They don't sound like me. Karen, I guess I'm used to accents. My hubby is Ghanaian. Oh, okay. I'm in Georgia also, but I love to visit the Caribbean islands. Yes. Hi, Norma. Are you just joining us? How are you? So here we have it, guys. Our charger that we made, and like I said, I'm gonna have to still clean this up. Isn't this gorgeous? And like I said, this is not a Dollar Tree DIY, okay? We established that. If you can look at the size, I mean, I just love, let me tell y'all, if I could live, and yeah, my accent just came out there. If I could live in a glass house, I would. If I could have, you know, glass up and mirrors up, just because it catches the light ever so delicately and, you know, gives off that beautiful reflection. And so here we have our charger, my loves. It is beautiful. And I even had my daughter, my darling daughter, bring me a plate from downstairs, and we're gonna place a plate on it. Can you imagine a table setting with this charger? I mean, oops, don't fall. It would be absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And so here you have it, my darlings, our craft for today. I think I'm going to have to go back, and I may have to wait until they're restocked again. But I'm going to go back and get my mirror tiles, get my 12-inch mirror, get my styrofoam and my mirror tiles. I think I should have enough in the pack that came to make 3 more of these so that I can have a complete set. And once again, Michelle says, we have nailed it, my darlings. This piece is absolutely stunning. And again, of course, you know, you are watching it through the filter, you know, of the camera with lights. It's not doing it much justice. I'm telling you, it is much prettier in person than it is coming off on camera. And it is not heavy. I did promise to, now that I'm remembering, tell you why I'm using the styrofoam. I did promise to tell you that. One reason. Some of you may want to do this, and if you do this, you could do it with just the mirror flat on the table. I mean, that's fine. You could do that. My thinking, 2 reasons for adding the styrofoam is this. The first reason is it is going to elevate your plate off of that table, okay? As you can see, it is elevated, which is going to give you that added luxurious feel if you're going to use the mirror tiles we voted earlier. It is going to give you that elevation that you need. I like elevated things. And that styrofoam is also going to, once you serve your guests, guess what? Styrofoam is an insulator. Where are my students? I know they're watching. Styrofoam is an insulator. So that, along with the reflective nature of this mirror, is going to help to keep your food warm. So not only is our charger beautiful, guys, we make beautiful things all the time, but guess what? Our charger is going to be functional as well. So please make sure before you leave, my darlings, that you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure that you share this video once it renders and it comes up, so you know, those of us who did not come up live, they'll be able to watch it later. Share this video, invite people to our corner. If you can see, we are growing exponentially. We are currently now at 68,000 subscribers. The next goal is going to 100,000 subscribers, so please help me to get there, my darlings. I would really appreciate it. So let's see. Norma said yes I am. So Norma just joined us. She was a bit late. No apologies. We started late actually, Norma, because I had some technical difficulties, so that's fine. Once it renders, you'll be able to go back and watch it. Thank you, Dimples. Yes, it is absolutely gorgeous. Beatrice, thank you. Rebecca, thank you. Love my work. Thank you, Little BB. Thank you also. She's another one who comments and shares. I appreciate you. Pat likes it. Evelyn, Joyce, Robin, Cheryl, Norma. Yes, I'm just about. This was the end of what we just did. Lily says she loves it, and I know you guys can read it, but I just would like to acknowledge those who are leaving comments. Karen, give me some diamonds. Thank you, and some applause. Shannon, some heart faces. Let's see. But Norma, it's okay. You can go back. It'll come back up so you can watch it at your leisure. Annette says she likes it. She's gonna finish hers and put it on her dresser. Oh, with some candles. So see, here we go with functionality again. You may not even want to use this as a charger for your table, for your dining plates or setting, but you can use it as a riser on your dressers. Let's see, Shannon, yes, keep your food warm, so it's functional. You could put feet on it. If I were to put feet on it, I would use, and I don't have any pulled out, but those cabinet handles, I've used them in a few videos before where you get that crystal underneath, so you could put feet on it if you wanted. Oh no, I didn't. Little BB, I didn't give any stories about my necklace. Do you like it? Do you like today's necklace? I can leave a link also in the description box for you once the video renders. But yes, I think, my darlings, once again, we have nailed another project. And I would just like to thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you. I'm tapping the table and I know it's coming through on the mic. Please forgive me. I know that, you know, I started late. I explained why. Thank you for sticking it through. There were several of you who said that you were going to stick it through to the end. And please know that I appreciate you sharing your time with me and watching. See, I had to slow myself down because I was getting excited, and when we Caribbean folk get excited, we start to prattle, and so I had to slow myself down. And so before I go, or after we log off, I am going to put that poll up. If you would like, those of you who are still here, we kind of answered that question already, but give me some feedback. I do my 2 videos a week. Well, 3. I'm going to move up to 3. I'm going to bring back the DIY 101. If the DIY 101 has been helpful to you, please also let me know in the feed right now. And I'm going to leave the question on our community tab. Guys, please look for our community tab because I'm going to do more with communicating with you there. Would you like me to pop on from time to time? No crafting. The crafting table will be empty and it's just gonna be me and you and whoever is in our community, and we are just gonna chat with each other back and forth and share some time. Maybe it might not be an hour-long stream, maybe it could be up to 30 minutes, but let me know if that would be something you would be able or you would be interested in. All that plus, there we go. Say it with me, guys. What is the motto to our channel? 1, 2, 3. Why buy when you can DIY? And like I said, mirror chargers come a dime a dozen, but it doesn't matter what price we will put on this. We will always be able to say that this is priceless simply because we made it. We made it, my darlings. And so pop on. Yes, yes, yes. So I will be doing some pop-ons, literally DIY forever. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to learn now how to use power tools because I have some ideas for, you know, some different things, and so I'm trying to, you know, keep learning so that I can bring you guys more things. Before we leave, if you have any ideas or any requests, please be sure to email them to me at dannysdarlings@gmail.com so that once you email to me, I can have a record of what you sent. If you put it into a comment under a video, so many comments come in and there's so many videos that I lose it. I don't know who asked for what. I can't remember what was asked for. And so please be sure to send me those emails so that I can have a record of your request and I can see if I can come up with something for you. Also, if you recreate anything that we have made together, please also send me those pictures. I'm going to be compiling and putting together a video that showcases all of your work. So this is kind of like the lottery. You can't win if you don't play, right? And so if you want your project to show up on a video or two, please be sure to send me your pictures so that I can have footage to place in that video. All right, what else? Anything else I can tell you guys before I log off? Please be sure to follow me on Instagram. I am there also at Danny's Darlings. You can also find me on Twitter, but my Twitter is connected to my Instagram, so you can follow me there as well. I have always also started a Facebook page at Danny's Darlings. Excuse me, and I have to put more content on there, and I'm also on Pinterest. Please be sure to follow me at Pinterest at Danielle Walcott. I already had a Pinterest and I really didn't want to start over, so I just kept it, my first name and my last name. So follow me on Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Be sure to keep up with our community tab because I may put some contests on there that I, may not even make a video about the contest. I may just put, some information there. So just to keep our little area going and excited, you want to make sure you are following me on all social media and you know where to find anything that I may set out for you. The Facebook is Danny's Darlings as well. Okay, so please be sure to follow me there. Well, my darlings, my loves, until next time, I say to you, please, please, please take care of yourselves for me. I just remembered something else. Know that I love you all. Mwah, mwah. But wait, the next time we craft with me live, God willing, is going to be on Saturday, August 25th at 3:00 p.m. So make sure that you put that into your phones okay, or write it on your calendar. I will be making a video to tell you the items that you are going to need, as well as placing that information in our community tab as well. And so, my darlings, if there are no more questions, it is IE, DANIE, one N, Danny's Darlings, DANIE apostrophe S. If it is Instagram, I believe it's underscore. Let's see. I'm pull it up for you on my phone just to give you the right thing. Danny's Darlings. And of course, because I'm waiting on it, it is taking so long. All right. Oh, and let me say this. Yes, it's underscore. So DANIES underscore Darlings, DARLINGS. Okay? You are most welcome, Annette. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you so much, Morgan. Thank you, Norma. God bless you too. I love you guys too. I love you, Joyce. Love you, Lil BB. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And until next time, you guys, seriously, take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now. Is it gonna work? No. So I'm trying to log off. If you can see, don't laugh at me because I don't have a mouse pad. All right.